In this video, I will demonstrate how accessibility features on an iPad can be used for writing support in a Florida Virtual Schools class. Eugene Online Academy elementary age students are using this platform. So I have a class open with an assignment where I'm being asked to submit written work. There are many different ways to submit work. A student could use Google Docs or Pages or any word processing document for that matter. I'm going to demonstrate using both Google Docs and Pages in this case, and I will use accessibility features within those documents. So the first step is to complete the assignment. So I have a Google Doc already open. I'm going to exit out of Chrome where I'm accessing my class and open Google Docs. So I'm going to double tap on the home button and go to my docs. And I have my on-screen keyboard here. If you're using an external keyboard attached to your iPad, there is a way to use the on-screen keyboard instead. The external keyboard should have a little button probably near the top with a little keyboard graphic on it, and that will it will add the on-screen keyboard to the screen, and that can be used instead. Or if you're using a magnetically attached keyboard, you can simply pull that off and the on-screen keyboard will pop up instead. Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit of writing about dinosaurs. Using the standard keyboard that's on screen here, I have the basic word prediction that is provided with the iPad. Many of you have seen this before on your phones possibly, or on an iPad in the past. And it offers 3-word choices. I'm going to type a sentence: dinosaurs are gigantic. So already, because my reading level is high enough where I can identify these words just by looking at them, I'm able to determine dinosaurs is here, and I'm going to tap on it to insert it. Dinosaurs are. Now I'm going to butcher the word gigantic to see if this word prediction tool can find that word for me. I'm going to pretend that I'm an emerging reader and writer with some spelling challenges. The word was gigantic, and it did not populate the correct word anywhere at the top of the keyboard. Gigantic. Now I'm going to demonstrate the same sentence using the Read&Write keyboard. The Read&Write keyboard is a tool available to all 4J students, and this tool must be added onto the iPad separately. I have made a video for students and families on how to set this up, so please watch that video to see that setup. Since mine's already set up, I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. Turning on the Read&Write keyboard is very easy. At the bottom of the on-screen keyboard is the accessibility icon. It's this circular globe-looking icon. I'm going to hold that down to get a menu of my keyboards. And Read&Write keyboard is at the bottom. I'm going to tap on that. Now right away you can see that there are 7 words at the top instead of 3. So there are more word choices and more support. This tool will change depending on how you have the iPad oriented. So if I was to turn the iPad to the portrait view, I will see only 5 words at the top of the keyboard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A little less support, and the keyboard itself is smaller. So if I turn it on the side in the landscape orientation, there's a little bit more support with word choice and ease of touch on the keyboard with better spacing. So I'm going to type the same sentence. Dinosaurs are gigantic. So the way this keyboard works is I can tap on each word and it will read it back to me. And this can help struggling readers to identify the correct word choice.
Deans, Dans, Dinas, Dinosaur.
Dinosaur, that sounds about right. I'm going to insert that word into my text by swiping it up. I used a single finger to swipe it up into the body of the text, and I put it right in. Dinosaurs are gigantic. So I butchered the word in the same way, but I did use phonetic spelling strategies, and I arrived at 2 word options. I'm going to listen to them both.
Gigantic, gigantic.
That sounds more like the word I'm looking for. I'm going to insert that by swiping it up. I'm going to place an end mark. And the Read&Write predictive keyboard also has a nice little text-to-speech feature that's built into it for a quick review of your written work. The idea is that if you can listen to your work read back to you, you might be able to identify any errors that you've made. Let's give it a try.
Dinosaurs are gigantic. Dinosaur are gigantic.
Okay.
Dinosaur are...
So I noticed that after hearing it, I forgot to put an S at the end of dinosaur to make it dinosaurs. So thankfully that tool helped me find that. I'm going to drag my finger, make that edit now. And now let's listen to it.
Dinosaurs are gigantic.
That sounds much better. So that was word prediction support using both the standard on-screen keyboard and the Read&Write keyboard. I want to point out that there are a few settings that you might want to look at here. We can adjust the rate of speech for when that text-to-speech is used for editing. I slowed mine down already a little bit. I recommend keeping it a little bit below halfways. It can get a little speedy if you go beyond that, and each student will have a different desired speed. You can also adjust your voices here, and I've already found the one that I want to use. And going back, there's also, I'm going to select the word dinosaurs just to demonstrate. Oops. There is a built-in dictionary and a picture dictionary, and it works by defining the word adjacent to the cursor. So I placed the cursor next to the word dinosaur, and I tapped on the picture dictionary option, and the dictionary option, and it gave me both the picture and the word dictionary definition.
Dinosaur. Noun. A group of extinct reptiles, which included a number of species.
And I can use this play button here, this triangle, to have that text read back to me as well. Okay, next I'm going to demonstrate speech to text. Speech to text is available on the Read&Write keyboard. It's the microphone here. However, I really recommend using the standard dictation tool built into the iPad. It just works a little bit better, a little less glitchy. So to use that, what we're going to do is tap on the accessibility icon one more time, and that will go back to the standard keyboard. And again, we have a microphone here. This is the standard dictation tool built in. I really encourage students to, when they use this, to wait about a second or two after they've tapped on it to begin their speech. Sometimes the first word or two can be left off. So I'm going to tap on that, wait, say my sentence, and then tap on the keyboard icon to close it out. Let's give it a try. Using my cursor, I just showed you the keyboard icon that is used to stop the microphone. So I was able to use punctuation in my dictation, and it inserted it into the text. Very nice. To review this text, I can use the Read and Write keyboard if I want by going back.
My favorite dinosaur is the Apatosaurus.
And I also have text-to-speech that's built into the iPad. Again, all the built-in features that I'm using have been set up beforehand, so please watch my previous videos on this. But just to demonstrate, I can hold my finger over a word, let go, tap select, drag the dots, and then tap speak.
My favorite dinosaur is the Apatosaurus.
A few more steps to use that feature than simply tapping on that triangle play button here, but that works reliably as well. Alright, so I've just shown you text-to-speech, speech-to-text, and word prediction as needed for writing support. Now we have to submit this assignment. So we're going to go back to the Florida Virtual Schools classroom. I have it open in Chrome. And students will be able to, students will be able to tap on the plus to add files to be submitted. So I'm going to tap on the plus. And since I used Google Docs, I'm going to choose Google Document. Okay, and students can either look for their document in the folder they placed it in, or they can type the name of the document. So I know that my name was something like that, and I'm going to do a search for that, and here it is. I'm going to tap on that and then tap select, and as we can see here, it's being added to my assignment. If I wanted to add, let's say, a document from Pages, so let's pretend that I had typed my answers in the Pages app, I would tap on the plus again, attach a file this time instead of choose Google document, and then tap on choose, and then we're going to tap browse, and here we can look for our files that are stored on our iPad in the File app. As students complete work in Pages, they can select where they want to put it using these files. And I've created a file folder for Florida Virtual Schools. And I'm going to pretend that this is it here, and tap on Upload to put it in. Alright, so 2 different ways to attach the work you've used that you've completed with accessibility features. And lastly, I just want to point out that this Florida Virtual School classroom does have some nice additional features that students can use to express their ideas. These are features like using video or pictures or audio in addition to written work. So there is a camera here, and this tool will allow students to take videos or make audio notes. I'm going to quickly show you how that would work. Tap on that camera, then tap on choose. At this point, students could select something in their file folders, just like I showed you with the Pages document if they had already created it, or they could take one live right now in the moment, or they could choose from their photo library if they had something stored in there. So lots of options. I'm going to take a video now just to demonstrate. So this could be, oops, I gotta move my case out of the way. This could be a video about my keyboard here. This is my keyboard, the end. So that's a video. I can also show you that if students want to submit an audio note instead, it can be as easy as simply covering up the camera with your finger and recording your ideas verbally. These are all my great ideas about keyboards. And then the student would need to select Use Video to save that one. And then lastly, Insert. I hope these tips have helped you or your student accessing features in the Florida Virtual Schools classrooms using accessibility on an iPad.